Om Sahana Vavatu Sahano Gunaktu Sahaviryankara Bhavahai Tejasvinavadhitamastu ma Vidvishavahai. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. When you prefix a to any word in Sanskrit, there are two meanings to it, to the word a. One is we say it is non. Another meaning we give is anti. One is non, another one is anti. We have two different meanings to it. So when you say ahimsa, it is non injury, not hurting. Also, it means anti hurting. Anti hurting means opposite of hurting. There's a word of difference between these two meanings. In the first meaning, it is actually a negative meaning. It's not any positive meaning there. You say, okay, I don't hurt anyone, which 99.9% of us practice. Correct? Most of you believe you don't hurt anyone, no? It's not according to me, I'm saying. According to you, do you hurt anyone? Huh? Yesterday, how many people you hurt? No. Last week, I didn't hurt anyone, sir. Okay, intentionally, I didn't hurt anyone, sir. To be very diplomatically put it across, you say what? Intentionally, I didn't hurt anyone. Therefore, the quality of a jnani is ahimsa. And you are not hurting anyone. Therefore, 120th jnani I am. Because 20 qualities are there, I have one quality, sir. I am a jnani. Nowhere near. Only when you understand the second meaning, you get the full understanding of the word ahimsa. Ah means anti. Anti hurting means what you do. Non hurting, is there anything for you to do? You don't have to do anything. If you keep quiet, you are practicing ahimsa. But when you say, I am anti hurting, you are doing something. No? You're all following. There's a way you're all looking at me like I'm speaking some other language. எனக்கே டவுட்டா non-injury, I am not doing anything. But when you take it as anti-hurting, anti-injuring, that means what are you doing? That is non-hurting, no? It's already done there. So here what it means is a positive quality, remember. It's not just a negative one. Ahimsa. Ahimsa means anti, means you are putting your efforts to gladdening the other person. That's called ahimsa. You follow? If you say just non-injury, non-hurting, from your side, what is there to do? There's nothing to do here. But when you say that it is anti-hurting, then comes the very interesting aspect. What is it? There you say, I am putting effort to make the other person happy. That's called ahimsa. 50% of it we all know, understand. The other dimension of ahimsa we miss. It is not just not hurting you. I don't hurt you. I don't steal from you. You don't steal from me. So you are a great Mahatma. Huh? Can that be a quality of a Mahatma? See, we are talking about a jnani here. We are not talking about an ordinary person, just a human being. I don't hurt you, man. You don't hurt me. You don't disturb me. I don't disturb you. Correct. For this, why do you need jnanam? Why do you have to be jnani for this? To take a position that, look here, I will not hurt you, okay? I will not disturb you. Do you need jnanam for that? Do you need great wisdom for this? I don't drive my car and bang and hit your car. What are you then? What a great driver you are. It's not a great driver, please. You don't have to do anything. Other car will come and hit. And the most interesting part is this side you hit, your car moves that side because you drive in half an inch gap. Little shake, what happens? That side also gone. Very interesting. Anti-hurting means you are doing something there. Then what are you doing? If you are anti, against hurting somebody, against causing disturbance to somebody, what are you doing then? Your whole concentration moves to causing happiness to the other. That's a vrata by itself. Like we saw in the earlier, said, how do you cause injuries? Physical, words, mental, thought. Most of us hurt others, not physical. But words and thoughts, everybody hurts. It's a vrata by itself to take a position that I will always speak a pleasing language. There are 63 great devotees of Shiva, 9 Mars. One person is being accepted as a Nayanmar only because he has taken this vrata. He's a king. Oh, what did he do? He had just taken one vrata. What is it? I will always be speaking a pleasing language towards the others. That is called ahimsa. Ahimsa is not just not causing injury to others, please. It means causing pleasantness to others. I cause pleasantness to you. That's ahimsa. There is a great quality to practice. And remember, ahimsa is paramo dharma, they say. Ahimsa paramo dharma. What ahimsa is paramo dharma? Is because we need to understand the word dharma first. Only then you can understand paramo dharma. For that, first you need to understand basic things about ahimsa. Because dharma is far more complex idea. One aspect of that dharma is ahimsa. One of the aspects. Or okay, preliminary aspect of dharma will be ahimsa. If you are not having ahimsa, then you have no way you can enter into dharma. One step into the dharma, the first step, the stepping stone. The first step is called ahimsa. So we say ahimsa is one of the quality of a jnani. Hmm? Yes, sir.
Sir, if the other person hurts me, should I keep quiet or should I make him happy? In Vyavahar, I am asking, from the point of view of Vyavahar, what should I do? If he hurts me, hurting me, I may be correct, I may be wrong. What should I do? Should I keep quiet or should I make him happy?
When the other person hurts you, what do you do?
Either keep quiet
Keep
or
quiet.
eat back.
Keep quiet.
Keep quiet. Keep quiet.
Keep quiet.
But not make effort to make him happy.
Make your effort to happy. That's called ahimsa.
Make effort to
Make him happy.
make him happy.
That's ahimsa. That's what we saw no just now.
Keep quiet, no? Will be neutral.
Neutral is what
Negative or neither positive.
you can never be neutral. Remember that. In words, there is a thing called neutral. When the car is in neutral, where it will go? Forward or backward? Stationary, no?
Stationary, motion.
It will be stationary. You will also be stationary. And inaction is death.
Yes.
You will die. So neutral position means what? Don't get carried away by words, please. There is no such thing called neutral position for whom? Because you gave a very specific condition in your question. For Vyavaharika, correct no?
Yes.
You use the word, right?
Yes.
In Vyavaharika, there is no such thing called neutral.
That means
Only
I have
for
to be
Paramarthika, there is a possibility of neutral. So long as you say Vyavaharika, there is no thing called I am going to be neutral, sir. Neutral means what? Inaction. All that you are saying is I am going to be tamasic. I am going to be inactive. Inaction is death. Karyade havashak karma, he says. Why? Prakriti chinai gunai, he says. Because of your gunas, born of Prakriti, it will force you to do things. It is impossible for you to take a position that I am going to be neutral, I am going to keep quiet. When we say keep quiet, what is meant there is what? You don't hit back. That's the meaning of keeping quiet. Right? But it is paining so much for me. What to do? Scream. Cry. Still the fellow is hurting. What do you do? Then what do you do? First one hits you, pains, you're keeping quiet. And he hits you again. And next time when he hits harder. It pains more now. What you'll do now? Cry. And he hits you harder. Now what you do? Scream. Then again he is hitting. What you'll do?
Defend.
Huh?
Defend or hit back.
Defend. To defend, what you need? What you need? If you have to defend yourself, what you need? You need strength. If you have strength, will he hit you? அவ்வளவுதான். You see that? If you have strength, will he do that? Huh? If you want to speak about peace, you have to have nuclear bomb. Without a nuclear bomb at your disposal, if you talk world peace, nobody will listen to you. Okay. Shut up. The moment you have nuclear bomb, you'll say what? Correct, sir. Whatever you say, correct, sir. Illa? That's what Vajpayee said, no? And he had that Pokhran. This one. India is supposed to be peace loving country. Of course, we are peace loving. Even to speak peace, you need what? Strength. So when somebody is hitting you and it is hurting you, his hitting is not the problem. You getting hurt is the problem. You are getting hurt, or why? Because of your weakness. First, get that strength. The moment you have that inner strength, the very fact that you have the strength will scare the other fellow. He'll keep quiet. Do you have to do anything to teach him a lesson, sir? Nothing you have to do. To do to him actually, but there is something you have to do. What is it? Strengthen yourself. Adan jnanam. So who can afford to speak about ahimsa? Who can really practice ahimsa? Okay. Do you realize of all the religions in the world, Jainism is the one which practices ahimsa to the extreme? You know, that's why in the flights and all, when we go, we specify Jain food. Best one. You cannot spoil that. Other foods are vegetarian, don't put. Put general vegetarian. You have to say Jain. Good. And there are 24 Tirthankas they have. 24 of them, from Rishabha to Mahavira. All 24 of them were who? All 24 Kshatriyas. There's not a single Brahmin there. Who can talk about ahimsa? Kshatriya color itself is what? Red. Is their color. No. The color itself is like that for them. Now, those who have seen that hurt, see the most peaceful people, if you see, polite, courteous, gentlemanly, all army fellows. You seen that? All army people, so soft, so polite. You will never find a ruffian behavior with any army, navy, air force. Impossible. How is it? Why is it? The one who has seen the hurt is the one who understands the opposite. All 24, not an exception. It's amazing to see that. All 24 of them Kshatriyas. Why? When you are in this extreme, the only one who can go to the other extreme. Pendulum swings from one extreme to other extreme. The moment you want to practice ahimsa, a weakling cannot practice ahimsa. Don't try to practice it when you are weak. You will not be able to practice it. You need that inner strength. That inner strength is what is known as jnanam. What gives you that strength is that jnanam. The one who possesses that is called a jnani. Same thing he says here. Ahimsa is the quality of a jnani. Why? Because only when you have the strength, you can afford to practice ahimsa. And it has two dimensions. Remember that. Ahimsa. These two aspects you should be very clear about. Only then you can get an idea of the whole picture about ahimsa. Shanti. Next quality. Each quality is a beauty. Shanti means forgiveness, endurance, means a cheerful acceptance. That's called Shanti. It's not putting up. Many of us think, Shanti means I forgive him. It's not putting up, please. Forgiveness is not that. It's a cheerful acceptance. Quietly accept that which cannot be changed. Right? You accept what cannot be changed. The person cannot be changed, the situation cannot be changed. Certain situation you can't change it. You can't do anything. Quietly accept. Tirupati queue you stand. Bashing and hitting and that. And particularly the moment they go near that Sanctum Sanctorium, that's all. Suddenly everybody will become, Annamacharya. Suddenly the devotion will come. Govinda, Govinda. Venkatramana, Eluguntavada, Govinda. The moment you cross, you see that person. So interesting. Huh? You see that, no? You know the queue? You're there, just go there. You see that, passes. The moment he passes that, next second you see that person. What is he? After that, how many times he says Govinda? You go regularly, no? Have you said? Are you there? Don't embarrass me, sir. Very interesting. Huh? See, till that point, that person keeps on screaming, Govinda, Govinda, Govinda. Correct? You cross that, what happens? Laddu counter. After that thought is what? Laddu counter. Da. Next one. You cannot think of anything, It's amazing to see. Fascinating fellows. Shanti, the capacity to endure. This is the effect, remember. Okay, this is not the practice. Forgiveness is an effect. The practicing quality is titiksha. If you want to develop Shanti, if you want to develop forgiveness in you, what you have to practice is titiksha, is what you have to practice. That's why we go to few places. The sort of places we go for what? Tirtha Yatra, you go. These yatras and all is you go for what? Flight booking is done. From the airport, pickup car is waiting for you. From there, straight he takes you to the accommodation. Accommodation, the person fixes. Then he says, there's a fellow standing there. Then from there, he takes you to another place. Then you say, now, sir, please get ready. We'll take you. What? To see God. You go there and then have darshan, and then another two fellows take you, other two fellows comes. You will never get an opportunity to
Problem telling with it.
titiksha you must have. I'm talking about titiksha. Oh, it's highly disturbing, highly disturbing. They have some titiksha. Endure the breeze coming, in between. But I will not endure the heat. I will need a fan, one AC. Right now we can afford only a fan, so we are keeping a fan. Another few years down the line, we'll have an AC. It's just a question of affordability, that's all. That is why we go to Yatra. The practices is where you are not sure about anything. Where you are going to sleep, what you are going to eat, nothing. That's called Yatra. You start. That's why those who go for this Yatra, when they leave the house, they'll do arati and all that to the person. When they come back also, they do arati and all that to receive it. Because it's such a great learning that was supposed to be. Religious tourism, sir. For economy, it is good. For your growth, it is terribly bad. It doesn't mean should I go or not? Please go. Because there are so many people, depending on that. One flower fellow is there. One fellow is by, keeping a stall there, leaving a stall here. They'll get some money. At least for that you go. But definitely don't expect any growth in you. What is the proof? Cross that Govinda will not come in your mouth. It's amazing to see. Capacity to endure uncomfortable things very comfortably. A discomfort you go through comfortably. That is called the titiksha. As you practice that titiksha, that is why we voluntarily take up certain things. What is the most uncomfortable thing standard for human beings? There are two things which are very uncomfortable. One, not eating. Two, not talking. Can't be quiet. That's why all religions gave these two practices: fasting and silence. They say fast, fast, fast. Why? Our fellows started saying, fasting, cleanses the body, sir. Okay, by having a clean body, what are you going to do? And that doesn't mean you don't clean the body, please. It's not to cleanse your system, please, so that you can dump all that dirt again. Is that cleaning? This is only to train you, to teach you what is known as titiksha, the quality, the discomfort. Just as little discomfort, you can't survive. Practice that. Now, without this titiksha, what will happen? If you are not having that, why he is saying this quality? Shanti has become so natural, that endurance, the calm acceptance of things, a cheerful acceptance, not even calm, I would say. I would say a cheerful acceptance of things. See, how you can accept it, sir? When you practice the titiksha, you will get it. That's why in the temples and all you would have seen, people go for this Adi Pradakshina. See? Foot. He'll place one foot, next foot, next foot, next foot. Very uncomfortable way of walking. The entire prahara, they have to go around like that 3 times, 5 times, 9 times, 108 times. You say, Adi Pradakshinam, I will do 108 times. They keep doing it. And it will take hours together to complete. They do it. Why they are doing it? By doing that, what's going to happen? It only trains you to practice that endurance. Uncomfortable things you go through cheerfully. Now, why you need this quality is when you are embarking on the journey of spiritual efforts, growth, you will meet a lot of obstacles. So long as you are not on the path of growth, your mind is very happy, it will cooperate with you very well. There's no problem. Because you are going along with the mind. You are going along with your raga dvesha. You are going along with your kama. You are going along with your krodha, lobha, moha, etc. Since you are going along with that, there is no resistance from there. It will cooperate very well. Your mind will cooperate. Your ego will cooperate. There is no resistance inside. But the moment you say that, I'm going to work on my raga dveshas, that's why you'll find always, the day you say that today is Ekadashi, you will feel hungry. Other days you will not feel. You'll feel that hunger. You say that I'm going to do upavas. That's the time you will feel hunger. After you are told that you are having sugar, you should not eat sweets. Only then you will have more craving for sugar, sweets. Otherwise, it's okay for you, doesn't matter. But the moment you have it, you are told no, is a time where your mind will start resisting. There will be a lot of obstacles. And not only that, there is a pain in the very effort of development. Because any development, any growth, effort equals pain. Growth equals effort equals pain. So without pain, there is no effort. Without effort, there is no growth. It has to be an exertion. You see a lot of people in the gym, he would exercise, but they will take the lift. Have you seen that? They take a lift to come down. Looks absurd, no? Hey, fitness center, why did you take the steps, man? They will not take steps. Why? Don't think you are more fitness conscious and that person is not fitness conscious. The fact that he is going and exercising for 1.5 hours is a proof that he is far more conscious. But then he will not take the steps. Why? No energy to conserve. Because all that energy that he had has already been used in the gym. All the muscles were so tired and exhausted. At that time, you don't exert. You see, take the lift and go. Don't think they are dumb. You see, if you are taking the steps also, that instructor will tell you, don't take. Why? Exertion. 1.5 hours in the gym when he is exerting. In that exertion, there is effort, there is pain. If there is no pain, That means you have not exerted at all. After gym, if you say that I'm still having energy in me for me to climb down the steps, that means you did not do exercise properly there. That's the meaning of it. Similarly, any effort for that matter. After the max class, the students have to feel how? Tired. After school, they are supposed to feel tired. After class, you're supposed to feel tired. That's why you'll get hunger. You see? You feel that tiredness. After studying, you should feel tired. After reading, studying, sir, I'm not feeling tired at all. I'm feeling more energized. That means what? That means you didn't study. It's any effort, remember. Effort equals exertion, equals pain. Now, if you are not willing to go through that pain, I don't want any pain in my life. If you say, you will never exert, you will never put an effort. That is why this quality, titiksha. So as you are been practicing this titiksha, as a consequence of that, the mastery of titiksha leads you to shanti, automatic. Don't try to develop shanti directly, forgiveness. Please teach me, sir, how to forgive people. Like I was asking, no? Somebody hits you, what to do? Should I hit him back or not? If I say don't hit him back, what you will do? You will come running to me, expect me to apply balm. If I say hit you back, you will call me, I am in police station. Either case, I am in trouble. Do whatever you, who cares? Yata ichchasi, tata kuru. You ask these questions. This is the final advice of Krishna. After giving 18 chapters of philosophy, finally Krishna says, Yata ichchasi, tata kuru. Whatever you feel like doing, do, man. I don't care. It doesn't matter. Do what you like. Same way here. This forgiveness is that quality. Titiksha. Going through the suffering and sorrow without complaining, lamenting about it. You don't lament about it. Just go through it quietly. You see how this, when the tiger catches the prey, it struggles. A point comes where it understands there's no more possibility of saving my life. How it dies? Oh, tears flowing, this one, that one, nothing. Just dies. You see, so amazing to see that. How they endure. We've seen those animals having hurt. They get hurt. They don't go to doctor immediately. They wait for it to get healed. Till such time, what? Pain. They endure. Quietly they suffer. Quality by itself.
So the link between Titiksha and Shanti. So is it that if I train myself to accept cheerfully things which are uncomfortable for me, then when somebody does
No.
something that is discomfort,
First step itself is wrong. Repeat. Repeat what you
train
said.
myself to accept things
Stop.
which are
Wrong.
no, I'm not
You
trained.
train yourself to do what?
Go through
You
discomfort.
train yourself. How you train yourself? Voluntarily take up that which is uncomfortable.
Yeah.
You voluntarily take up things which are uncomfortable, painful. In that voluntarily taking up that is what titiksha. Okay. In this process, you train yourself by voluntarily taking up. Example we gave is these things, like this yatra going or this, upavas, all these things, all the spiritual, all the practices. When you do that, when you are put in a situation where you're forced to go through an uncomfortable one, how will you feel?
You're already used to it. So
Doesn't make any difference. When you have trained yourself to sleep on the floor, right? When you have trained yourself to sleep, one day a situation comes where you have to sleep on the floor for whatever reason. How will you feel? Sleep, yeah, I'll just sleep here. Yeah, what's the problem? Yeah. Put one dari or put one sheet and sleep. No, sheet also not available. Doesn't matter. Pillow is not there. It's okay. Keep the hand and sleep. Hand cannot be moved. Sleep like that. What is the problem? You'll never feel any. You can never put that person in a situation where he feels he's pained. You need that position for you to say, I forgive you. Till that, forgiveness has no meaning. That's why you have to dramatize a situation, exaggerate it to a height, torture a person for 3 days, and then put him on the cross. From that cross, he says, Father, forgive. See, if he would have said the same thing in the assembly, in the court, Father, forgive them, they know not what they are doing. They don't know who they are prosecuting. They don't know. Ignorant fellows. None of us would have get inspired. That inspiration from that statement, from where that statement gets that power, is in the backdrop. Remove the backdrop. Father, forgive them, they know not what they're doing. For what, sir? One day, they burnt the bread. Burnt bread she brought. Father, forgive them, she don't know how to cook. It will be a laughing stock. It will not have the potency. Look at that scene there. 3 days torture, humiliation. His own people left him, deserted, disowned him. His own disciples disowned him. No one was willing to accept. So many miracles he did, no? All those people have been a witness to those miracles. And so many of them have got the benefit out of these miracles. Did anyone vouch for him? So the general public did not vouch for him. All those who got the benefit did not vouch for him. And those people who are supposed to be his disciples, they also deserted him, disowned him. Then physical torture. Look at that. Emotional, intellectually, nobody is able to understand what he's speaking. Intellectually, they just can't relate to him. So there's intellectual problem, there is an emotional problem, there's a physical torture. At all levels of the personality, there is a pain. Torture. Extreme, huh? All that is. At every level, it is extreme. Remember. Physical, emotional, intellectual. All three levels, extreme pain. From that position, he says what? Father, forgive them. How he is able to do that? That's called a jnani. How he was able to do that? Now, you can't try to practice forgiveness. Remember, all of us say, okay, I'm also going to practice forgiveness. Your forgiveness will be for what? Bread is burnt. Maximum you can think of forgiveness is bread is burnt. One day coffee without sugar is enough for you to show your original color. Or with sugar. Don't you know I don't take sugar? The mistake, this changed. Return, no. Why? You have not voluntarily taken up painful things. Most painful thing. What is the most painful thing for a person to do is to liquidate your ego. That is the sacrifice of this jnani. You see, otherwise you wonder, what is the service rendered by those jnanis? We revere them, no? We revere a Mahatma. For what we revere a Mahatma? That's what he is going to give. Next one is coming. Acharya Upasana. The quality, amazing. What is that? What is the service that he has rendered? Teaching Bhagavad Gita? Huh? Oh, beautiful explanation, sir. Is that the service? You better keep quiet. That's a disservice. What is the greatness about it? A person who has studied mathematics is teaching mathematics. The person who has studied Bhagavad Gita is teaching Bhagavad Gita. What difference does it make? Oh, you don't charge. So, because he's charging, he's not charging. He's charging why? Because there is a market value. There's no market value for Bhagavad Gita, therefore we are not charging. Full stop. Hindi tuition, 2,500 rupees per month. Hindi tuition. 2,500. Gurudashana கொடுத்தீங்களா? Imagine I say, Hindi tuition is but you only said it's free, no? So interesting. You're not charging. So we are not charging, therefore greater. Is this service? This is not service, please. If I have enough money with me, why will I charge you? I'll say free. Or nobody's listening to me at home. Where will you get a chance to make people sit and listen to you for 1.5 hours quietly? Have you, any one of you had this choice in your life? No. What a kick, Service, huh? What is a service rendered by those masters? First ask that question. Why do you revere them? What is the service they are doing to you? What is a sacrifice? In fact, you will be sacrificing more. It will appear to your eyes like that. You will be looking like doing more than the Jnani. What is it? The sacrifice is the liquidation of that ego. You liquidate your ego. You put an effort to liquidate your ego, dissolve your ego. Not an easy thing. The proof of it is what? Okay, sir, he had liquidated his ego. Good for him. What of it to me? That's where service comes. You see that? In the presence of such a person who has liquidated his ego, the only place where there is a possibility for you to stand and experience the non-necessity of carrying your ego. In their presence only, you will feel no need to carry your ego. Know this. Only when you have experienced putting your ego down, temporarily at least, is where you realize how burdensome it is for you to carry that ego right through your life. Isn't that? After you put it down, you have to pick it up again. You move outside, you have to pick up again that ego. Imagine that you are all alone in the world. Will you be egoistic? Is there a possibility? You are the only human being, okay? All animals are there. All animals are there, vegetations are there, everything is there. Human being, you are the only one. No partner also, okay? Will you be egoistic? Will you be egoistic with your dog? That's why you are keeping dogs now in the house. Why everybody has a pet in the house? Huh? You're craving, at least will there be one being who will relate to me without ego. The craving is there. Why? It's burdensome to carry that ego. In the presence of such a great personalities is where you understand the weight of that ego that you are carrying. The temporary relief that you are getting from that unnecessary burden of ego. And there is no necessity for you to have that ego with you to prove your existence. Ego is not you. It's an extra burden, luggage. Put it down. Like Ramtirtha gives a beautiful example. He says, a man gets into the train with the trunk box and keeping it on his head and traveling. I asked, put it down. No. No, I don't want the train to feel the burden. So let me carry. What an other ego. Upanishad gives a beautiful story. It's from Upanishad, but it appears in this, Panchatantra stories and all you have seen. No? Yeah. It will not be big actually. It will be just, 4 lines, 5 lines, that's all it is. Very small, not like running to pages. Very short ones. A fly asked the elephant in the evening, shall I get down? Alavadhaan kada. Story over. A fly asks the elephant, Shall I get down? What does a fly think? What does elephant is going to see? Which means the fly is sitting on that elephant from morning. So the fly thought, such a burden, no, poor thing, carrying me for so long. No? Elephant doesn't even register. That's ego. You say ego. Fly. Remember the fly. That's what you are. Unnecessarily carrying it. Put it down. The weight, unnecessariness, no need to carry that. Where is an opportunity for you to realize it, understand it, experience it, but for in the presence of these people. That's the service of His. You see that? That's why the sacrifice and service always go together. Say service and sacrifice, service and sacrifice. What is it that He has sacrificed? What is the service He is doing? You ask a question, it will be clear. Can you call this a service? Teaching Bhagavad Gita, is it service? This is not a service, please. This is a good engagement. This cannot be called a service. It's a good entertainment, intellectual entertainment. Gymnastics, intellectual gymnastics, says Vivekananda. The fellows are doing intellectual gymnasium. Vedanta class. Waste of time. But what is a service? The only time where you register, you need to drop your ego. Sacrificing your ego is not an easy thing. See, anything you can sacrifice. All the things you can sacrifice. You can give up this, you can give up that, you can give all are easy, not a big problem. But to liquidate yourself, it's an impossible job. That is called spiritual. Now, if you are not going to liquidate your ego, if you are attempting to beautify your ego, that's not spiritual, please. Beautification of ego is not spiritual. Liquidation of ego is spiritual. All we are doing is, I want to be a better person. I want to be a good person. How to be good? Good to better, what is it? Beautifying your ego. Beautification of ego is not spiritual. Liquidation of ego is called a spiritual. Practice this. Shanti. Yes.
What is the difference between oneness, feeling of oneness, and not having?
When you are not having ego, consequences, oneness will be experienced. You become one. In the other side. But you can't try to get that oneness. I'm going to attempt to develop oneness with everybody. That is an impossibility. But dissolving that ego is possible. That is the trick of that ego. Saying what? Don't work on dissolving ego. Work on feeling oneness with everyone. In that way, ego gets a backdoor entry. You see that? We don't. Shanti. You practice Shanti. How do you practice it? The practice of it happens only through this understanding. One thing you can try in the method of developing this quality Shanti is try to minimize your expressions. See, minimize your reactions, expressions to the world. Don't respond, don't react, don't do anything immediately. Postpone it, defer. reduce and defer your expressions. There's a chance for you to collect yourself and avoid unnecessary problems. You can endure that endurance. So, how do you build that endurance? One of the ways of building endurance is to defer or reduce expressions. If you have to speak for, 1 hour, I'm not talking about the class, okay? Reduce it. See, when you are presenting in the office or when you are sitting in the meeting, no need to be expressing everything. A thought comes in you, doesn't mean it needs to be expressed. Wait. Wait for that. Wait for some time to stay with the thought for a period of time and then express. So defer that expression, defer that thing. In that process, you're building your capacity to stay with the reactions happening in you. A good chance for you to realize how much of negative thoughts, how much of negative emotions are there in you. The chances are much more there. So you say a person does something, I'll forgive you. That forgiveness is not the quality here, please. Shanti is a very poor translation of forgiveness. Forgiveness is a very poor translation. Shanti means it's quiet. Calmly you go through that thing. Postpone. Say now. Do now. No. Little. Defer a little. Postpone a little. There you get this thing. But then don't say that, sir, because I am going to forgive, does it mean what the other person did is correct? That is none of your concern. You see, that's not your concern. Whether the other person is did right or other person is did wrong is not of your issue. If you are a person who is supposed to be responsible for the consequences of his actions or her actions, then you have to step in. For example, when you have a team, if somebody in the team is making a mistake, that mistake, you as a team leader becomes responsible for that mistake of his. Now you can't say, I forgive you. Yeah. You see, you can't practice it there. So remember, practicing these qualities needs a different equation. Application and practice is a different thing. We are talking about developing the quality, not practicing it, not living it. Because living that directly has a lot of conditions. Now, when your child is making a mistake, you can't take a stand and say, I forgive you and keep quiet. Isn't it? He's stealing. You can't say, I forgive. No. It needs to be corrected. That needs to be punished. That needs to be given. You can't say, I am going to practice endurance there. I'm going to practice forgiveness there. Titiksha, sir. You can't do all that, please. In the areas where you are responsible for the consequences, it's your obligation. Then you have to step in and correct. In that correction, you have to do whatever you have to do. It's called Shanti, quality of forgiveness. It says Arjava, another quality. Beautiful one. Arjava. That the uprightness. Arjava is that. Upright. You are straight. You're direct. There's no diplomacy here. See, Arjavam means the opposite of Arjavam is Avakram. Vakra is bent. Avakra is straight. Is Vakratum. Arjavam means there is no Vakratum. Not in terms of action, please. See, it's not just an action. It is the alignment in you. There is no bends between your thought, your deed, and your words. Thoughts, words, and deeds, all three in straight line. That is called Arjavam. Arjavam is not, straightforwardness. A straightforward person, sir, he is. Doesn't mean he is practicing Arjavam, please. The straightforward, yeah, he is a straightforward person. He will be straightforward. But if you are straightforward, he can't take it. You seen people? He will say, I don't like it. But if you tell I don't like it, that will get, he'll get irritated. Now, how can you say I don't like it? You can be straightforward. Now, I can also be straightforward. No. Straight on your face, I'll tell. I tell people on straight on face, sir. As though it's a great quality. It's not a great quality. You should be able to take someone who is speaking straightforward. That's called Arjavam. You should be able to take it. Then it is Arjavam. Arjavam is a quality. What is a quality? The straightforwardness. Straightforward means what? It means no disparity. There's no gaps between this and that. There is no gap between what you think and what you speak. And there's no gap between what you speak and what you do. There's no gap between what you think and what you do. They're all in one line. That is called Arjavam. Beautiful quality. A Jnani is one who has that straight line. That straight line means he is conscientiously lives his life. He says, to thine own self be true, and it must follow as the night, the day thou canst not, then be false to anyone. The one who is true to his conviction and conscience is called Arjavam. Uprightness. Develop conviction and conscience. How do you practice this? How do you get in this quality? What is the upaya for that? Build your conviction. Strengthen your conviction. That will bring about this quality of Arjava. Means there will be alignment. Arjava means there is a alignment. They are not disaligned. All these three were aligned. Towards what? Towards your conviction and conscience. Today it is aligned towards your Ragadvesha. That alignment towards Ragadvesha, what I feel, what I think, what I do, all correct, sir. All straight line. But all this is what? Out of my dvesha, hatred. My words are coming out of my hatred. My words are coming out of this. I don't like you. That is not Arjavam, please. It is towards your conviction and conscience. That is called Arjavam. See you next class.